I request Parag Bhai Desai, elected member CI Gujarat State Council and the Executive Director Wagh Bakri Group to share his view, expertise on managing business during COVID. Parag Bhai.
Thank you, Piyush Bhai, and good listening as always to Yatindra Bhai and yourself about your industries. We represent the tea industry, which is part of the FMCG industry, and I am happy to tell you that before the lockdown, we were one of the few people who had already started 30% attendance in office and our factory, and the remaining to work from home. We are in a unique situation wherein we buy most of our tea from the northeast region, which is one end of the country, and we bring them all to Gujarat. We have four plants in the 50-kilometer radius of Ahmedabad. We blend our teas, we stock our teas, and we export to more than 40 countries and to more than 15 states of India. So we were badly hit in our minds because of our knowledge of what's happening outside India. We were aware that the situation is going to be bad in India, but something like a lockdown was never envisaged. So what saved us was number one, our control on technology. We were one of the first people in Gujarat to bring in computers in the late 80s, and always we were upgrading our hardware and software to make sure that we stay with the curve. Now, in the last 5 years, I myself have taken up this vision in our group, wherein we believe that human interface should be less and less, and we should rely more and more on the latest cutting edge technology available at the factory floor or in communication tools, etc. But like I said, we were badly hit. Most of the ports had our containers which were ready to be shipped, but because of the sudden lockdown, nothing that one could do. We buy our tea from 14,000 tea gardens in India and also overseas in Africa and Sri Lanka. And most of the Indian tea gardens were shut down because of the end of season, as most of the CIA members might be aware. Uh, the tea gardens closed down in the winter months and they reopened during the April-May period. And the best season of tea is the first flush tea season. So there was complete disruption. Most of the first flush tea was more or less, it was not, the planters could not plug the teas, and so the season was a complete failure, more or less. We had the unique challenge of interacting through technology with the planters. We had to give them commitments in terms of when things improve, what support we could do at our end, and also keep them motivated to grow and plug the best quality teas. On the logistic part, the main challenge was transport, because most of our trucks move in from one end of the country to another end, and thanks to the lockdown, all these drivers or the people who are handling the transport were migrants, so they had nowhere to go. On the other hand, we had just celebrated our 100 years a couple of months back in India, and when we met with the top management, one of the first thing that came, like Yatindra Bhai said, that what to put first. We were one of the first people to say that we would keep human capital as first, and not only our company's human capital. We also wanted to work very closely with the impacted, the down in our society. We were aware because we have a huge CSR wing which works with most of these people who we would say were deprived of either food or either staying facilities. So one of the first things we did was, thanks to our contacts with the corporation, we tied up with the you have this uh, unique situation wherein the government mechanism is doing a great job, and they are helping the citizens in making sure that you stay at home, and the government machinery helps you in making sure the day-to-day routine is not disturbed. So we tied up with the police department, wherein every policeman who you see on the road, we used to serve them our green teas for 3 days, 3 times every day, and this was done through our internal team and also with the police department. Also with the municipal corporations, they run a lot of shelter homes. these shelter homes, most of the migrants live, people don't have homes. So for three times a day, there also we used to serve tea. So on one hand, we were saving our own cost and we were putting our house in order to make sure that tea is not impacted as a business. And on the other hand, we were trying to do what we think was best for the society. In the beginning, the government approached us and said that tea was part of essential commodities, and Gujarat being a tea loving state, we were given the job to make sure that the factories continue to work. We in lockdown 1 and 2, we ran our factories at 5 to 10% because we were very concerned about the health of our workers. And when these factories were planned, social distances, etc., was not something that was on top of the planning list. We are now building a new factory wherein social distancing is one of the first things that we have envisaged. But to save on every front, we tried to keep production at between 5 to 10%, and we tried our best to make sure that every Wagh Bakri fan, including many people in CII, whenever they called me, they get some amount of tea from their neighborhood store. So the challenge to distribution was not to give to a modern format store or to an e-commerce company together, but to spread our risk and to make sure that every customer, wherever he or she goes to buy, they would get at least a pack of tea for their consumption. It has been a challenge and it will continue to be a challenge. Like everyone believes, I too believe that once we get out of this COVID situation, and it's going to take a long time, there will be new leaders. And fundamentally, the industry which is going to change is the distribution industry. The distribution which is happening right now is going to go through a drastic change. The industry is going to set up a new set of leaders. When we went to school, I was educated in the United States, and one of the first things they taught us was just-in-time management. We, as a Gujarati company and as an Indian company, always thought that we should have we have a responsibility to our customers, so we should have at least 3 months of stock. And what saved us is this 3 months of stock, because had we gone on just-in-time management in my industry, many people had just-in-time management. They quickly ran out of raw materials, packaging materials, and everything. So a conservative Indian approach to management always helps. And now as we go ahead, people will start thinking about a lot of things about the Western practices which over the years have not been challenged, and a new set of rules will emerge. Also, most of our people had to go through a lot of virtual training because we are a bricks and mortar company, and work from home for our distributors, for our sales team, for our back-end team, for our factory floor is something very new. But I am happy to tell you that we could arrange for laptops on rent, which is also something that I did for the first time. And we have a great tie-up with HP and Dell both. And today, most of our work is done virtually. So even now in lockdown 4, whereas 33% of the staff is allowed in office, we work with even lesser than that staff, and virtually we make sure that the productivity is not impacted. All this will also change the employment market. A lot of new skills will be required, I believe, in the new set of people who are going to be employed. And multitasking, work for home, knowledge of computers is something which is going to be far higher than ever before. Also, we would be helped by companies like Google, Alphabet, Microsoft, who I am aware are doing things on the great things on artificial intelligence level, wherein they guide us on a lot of things even without us being asking them. So today, data is going to be a key, and data mining is going to be more important than data. Also, we have to now go back, I believe, to the basics of hygiene, social distancing, and these are the things which are going to take India and all of us out of this pandemic. I don't believe that we wait for a government package, and although all at CII etc. we all have been following the 5 days of the finance ministry bringing out all the benefits and packages. India is such a large country, and it is impossible to satisfy any need which is of collective and global in nature, like the pandemic that we are facing. So we will have to lead from the front. We will have to learn as an industry. We will have to adapt to changes, and I believe whoever will adapt first is going to be at a huge advantage. We at Wagh Bakri Tea Group are responsible to around 1,500 employees. and we are responsible to around 400,000 shops which carry our tea and our distribution. Most of our distributors are exclusive distributors, and we are also responsible for their well-being. They are also part of our family, and also their earning, because their families also depend on us. But I am an optimist, and I believe that whenever things like this come, it is companies like us. I am the fourth generation again, so we've seen a lot of these things. Like I was telling my dad and uncle the other day that the only thing left for me to see now, we are a lucky generation, is war. Everything else we have seen. We have seen earthquakes. We have seen, like Yatindra Bhai said, a financial collapse, and we have seen many things that have happened. There is a Murphy's laws in economics. Whatever might go wrong will go wrong. So most of the things that have happened, only one thing, a war is something that we have not seeing, and I'm praying that we don't see it, because right now there are too many things being talked by the media about what's happening with China. But I'm happy to also tell you that we have contributed handsomely to the PM CARES Fund. Our employees have given 1 day's salary also to the PM CARES Fund. We have also contributed to the CM Fund very recently. So I believe we all are going to come out of this in a much better way than what we think when all this started. And India is going to be at a huge advantage uh, from a global perspective, because look, India is seen as the best and the only alternative to China by the world currently. Thank you, and I'm open to questions.
Parag bhai, I have one question. Is that how do you see food and agri sector transforming, and challenge that maybe the challenge may come and opportunity that will be created? How do you see this?
See, good question. The problem with the Indian agri and food industry was and is that close to 35% of the crop is damaged in transit and is destroyed. So, whenever in the last 10 years I have attended government meetings, CII meetings, or any other top level meetings, one of the biggest concern is that how do we do to change the way these agricultural crops are sold to the end consumer. One of the decisions which our finance ministry recently has taken is that in the earlier rule, all the crops was to be sold by APMC markets, etc. Now they are trying their best to make sure the farmers are able to sell the crops wherever they can. So naturally, the farmers going ahead, if we succeed with an experiment, going ahead, the farmers will obviously grow the crops which are more in demand and which they are able to sell, which is outside their geographical territory. So I see this as a big plus for the Indian farmer. Also, I see the role of the middleman. Thanks to our various e-commerce or various digital platforms which are now activated, the earlier role of the middleman to be greatly reduced. So I think going forward as an optimist, it's going to be good news for the Indian farmer.
Thank you, Parag bhai. Before I open, I still have one question for both of you. So I will ask Parag bhai first to you. COVID has created a lot of challenges, but it is also emphasized on the need of investing and technology. Is it true? What is your point of view? So, Parag bhai, technology.
Yeah, so I had covered a little part in my speech, but
Yes.
one of the things, like I said, I never thought that I will have to go out and buy hundreds of laptops suddenly thanks to COVID, and even rent a lot of laptops. So today, in fact, we were working very closely with brands like HP in India, and their complaint was that the per capita user of laptops is going down, and people are using their smartphones for most of the things. So we were doing a project with Deloitte, and through that we were discovering that people are using less and less laptops. Now suddenly, thanks to COVID, technology has re-emerged as the single largest thing outside of human capital, wherein people will, if they want to work, they will require technology. And here is where things like laptops, they play a very important role, and that too data-driven role. So while a lot of people were earlier using their own servers, etc., now as we go ahead, people will be able to store their data on cloud. and most of the important people in office would be doing something called data mining, which is understanding the data in various ways. So I think that the single largest investment right now, as we go ahead in the next 2 years, is definitely going to be in data and in technology as we go ahead.
So my question to Parag bhai is that, how does he sees the synergy between startups and now the things have become very interesting because we in CI also have startup members. So
Okay. So I have been involved with the startup community for more than a decade. In fact, we started the CMIE in IIM Ahmedabad with the new campus. And one of my main advice to startups is to what Raju bhai says, that you have to have your view on cash flow, and every capital that is conserved is to be used at a time like this when you don't know what's going to happen, and you have to support your people and your business plan. So a lot of startups, like in my industry also, there are so many startups. We run a T-launch vertical, and we compete mainly with startups. And one of the big things is that they have raised so much money, and they have gone into a lot of expansion. And today, when it comes to conserving capital, they don't know where to go. So you have to plan for a best case scenario. Also, you need to plan for a worst case scenario. And I think currently we are in a worst case scenario. And so, any startup which has gone through various rounds of funding, which has a good business idea, should also have some space for conservation of capital.
Hi everyone, I'm Keyur Balawat from Plutoman Technologies. There are problems of work, social distancing, or there are problems of remotely assisting someone. So, our members in this community, or let's say specifically Parag Bhai, Raju Bhai, are exploring this, even Piyush Bhai, exploring this kind of solutions right now? And if yes, then how this platform can help us in just integrating these things with the companies who are part of CII?
Yeah, so I can speak for myself. I have been engaging with a lot of even my competitors or a lot of unrelated startups also on telling them what are various scenarios given the COVID situation, and also how you can ease the pressure, because there is a lot of debt that has been taken in anticipation of a 1 year, 2 year, 3 year plan. So any mail that comes to me, I try to make a connect and try to give my piece of advice based on my experience. But beyond
Okay.
that, like everyone said, we are in a survival mode, and the next 2 years are going to be difficult, if not impossible. And we all have enough issues on hand, because, like I said, we have an extended family of dealers, distributors, our own employees, and to take care of. So I think any startup community knows their business better than anyone else, and they understand what is the value of capital and conservation of capital.
Correct, correct.
Once this interaction is closed, I'm sure everyone will get some information to carry home and implement. Thank you all.